Hey everyone. I've had a lot of fun routing Bastions ever since 116 came out, but I've always had trouble with the best treasure routes, as there are just a few points where one small misstep totally ruins your run. But today, I'm proud to show off a route that's only a bit different, but one that I'm finally happy with. It's less mechanically intensive than most current routes at roughly the same completion speed, but more importantly for me, it's compatible with low block, low food, and even stone pick situations. There are two starts to the route that most people are familiar with already. The optimal version grabs both gold blocks on the bridge and uses 5 placement blocks with some parkour, though there are a couple points where a crossbow or melee piglin can knock you into lava here. The safe version grabs only 1 gold block because with this route we can turn all of our gold into ingots. I honestly prefer the safe version personally, as it's easy enough to grab another gold block up top when the pigs are trading. But you'll notice here they end up at roughly the same time because of the efficient jumps, so the optimal route will just end up being 1 trade cycle faster. From here, the routes become the same, and when you get to the divider wall, only throw a gold ingot for distraction if needed. Most of the time, you can run straight here, trap yourself in, and punching a pig for aggro here saves a bit of time instead of having to mine a gold block. The staircase trading hole is easy enough to get to without taking damage most of the time, and there were a couple subtle but important things I did there to optimize piglin pathing that I'll go over later. I'll speed up the rest of the completed route. It's just mining the remaining rampart, returning with the gold, and looting the chests. This route isn't crazy different than what runners do now, but after using this for a while, I am way more consistent and take far less damage. There's rarely a piglin in that chest area in a real run, so blocking yourself in, even if you have to throw 1 ingot, is very easy. Here's a quick timing comparison between the standard boomer route and my preferred method now. I usually make a mistake or two on this first method, so it takes me a bit longer and I almost always take damage. Also, if you're not careful and the terrain is open, a piglin that's distracted stuck bartering there can actually be pushed off into lava by the others moving through. So with the new routing, you are losing about a second going to the further rampart stairs to trade, but you save that second back by not having to replace and mine a gold block by punching a pig instead. I'll go over the nuances of the route in a bit, but I did want to show the stone pick variation first, as I think we've never really had a good stone pick treasure route. It is rare to not have an iron pick in a bastion, but let's say you enter from a fast ruin portal in ranked MCSR, and you know there's guaranteed iron in the top chests. Before, I think you would just sneak up to the ramparts and hope not to be seen, but you'd have a pretty low piglin count. But now you can aggro 3 to 4 pigs on the bridge because you have a safe spot here, and you can actually make an auto funnel in the first part of this divider wall. Occasionally you'll have to help the piglins get unstuck, but the nice part about this hole is you can loot the chests on this side from here for iron. If you don't find any on either side, you can still trade any gold you find in the chests in this convenient piglin hole for iron nuggets. When you do get an iron pick, you could just use this trading hole, but it's still technically faster overall to regroup them at the stairs trading hole closer to where the gold blocks are. If you do this, make sure to mine the lantern here because for some reason, 2 piglins instead of chasing you will always just decide to make out here instead. For the last part of the video, I want to go through the subtle stuff in the route from start to finish and show you all the common spots where piglins can get lost. The most common way to lose a pig is when they bump their heads at the top of a stair like this and can't path up. There are unfortunately a lot of places that can occur in this route. If you're doing the safe option, then this one you can actually prevent here very rarely, but sometimes a piglin will get stuck here. If you place a block when running by, that's optional, but that'll prevent that. This one is why we mine this block, because this guy will commonly get stuck here. And then again, when you go up the stairs, we commonly mine this one. That's a problem block again. And there's a new problem block in this route, actually. When the piglins are pathing this way, this now becomes a problem block when the piglins are trying to get up this way. So there's 2 ways to prevent this. Either one is you could place a block here, or you could place a single block here. Either of those will do it. Mechanically, that's just a bit more difficult than doing something like this. So that's why I like to place these 2 blocks here, because it's fairly easy. Every once in a while, this block will not actually be here in the treasure bastion, and you'll have to place 3, but I still find it easier than having to place one down here, because if you misplace something like this, now it's just a lot more difficult. These blocks also are pretty good preventative. They kind of have a dual purpose for later, from blocking any piglins that are stragglers below when you're done with the route from coming up to attack you. Another common pathing mistake piglins will run into is when you're using the trading hole on this rampart piglins will actually think you're below in the chest room and aggro that way. So there's actually one block that helps prevent this, and it's right here. So that will actually correct their aggro so that they can get into the trading pool. So it's just the best idea when you're up here mining your first initial 3 gold blocks, or maybe even this one in the corner. You stand on this block for at least a few seconds to help the piglins path up to you. And finally here, I want to show 2 of my practice runs where on rare occasions you may need to make an adaptation. Sometimes a zombie piglin will block all of your piglins from following you, and so in this case I just mine a chest and continue the route as normal. And sometimes lava will be blocking one of the top stairs. In this case, I heard and then I saw lava on the stairs that I'm about to run into. So I kind of panicked and paused here, and it takes me a second, but you can just reverse the direction, throw a gold, mine the blocks in the same order. You'll end up tanking a hit, but you can still do the trading on the first rampart stairs as usual. I want to thank BGR for helping with the spectating, also Priffin, Silver, and everyone else in Twitch chat helping to optimize the route. And with that, thanks for watching, and good luck routing treasure bastions.